Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a beautiful message for you that came through today in the sand art, as well as some very profound other insights that came up in the read today. So I want to get right into it. I'm kind of excited to connect with you about it. And also just want to remind you, thank you so much for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and your shares and your comments. If anyone should need any assistance from me just for this video, I'm going to give the people who watch this video 40% off if they'd like a session with me. Just for if you book, what is today? Today is the 28th. So if you book by tomorrow, which happens to be my son's birthday, I will give you 40% off, okay? So my information is below, as well as my website in the details, and I'm going to get right into the sand art. It is October 28th, 2018 today. The sand art was really beautiful. I'm going to show you the first picture of the sand art because it was so much like, you'll see, it looked like a Tuscany wedding. Okay, so this was the first picture. Okay, so it may not be as clear as for you as it is in person, but it's very clear in person. So this is how it goes. In the sand art, it's a Tuscany wedding, as well as a shadow reflection of that same wedding, a beautiful countryside with smokestacks, hiking on a mountain path, a knight in shining armor waiting on the road. Someone may be ghosted by a masculine, or just that he's leaving to prepare behind the scenes, as women prepare the altar and fluff the wedding dress. Both the bride and her shadow must walk the aisle alone, with friends to help along the way. Children may be present as well, as the bride stops to admire them. She becomes a flower, fully blossomed. And I couldn't think of what flower this was. The one that's like a bell, and then it has that the stalk in the middle. Why can't I think of what that's called? But comment below if you know what I'm talking about. The children may be present as well as she stops to admire them. So don't forget to be present and see the beauty along the way. She becomes a flower fully blossomed as someone wants or someone waits in the distance. Her emotions bubble up to spur her on to greatness of the heart. The yin and yang. The hand holding with others, now reaching for where you are. As the divine feminine falls into a hole, the divine masculine grabs her hand to pull her out, as the divine feminine does the same for others coming along the journey as well as the young. However, don't allow the others behind you to pull you down. Detach when needed, and like the chain tracks that clank as you start the ride through the tunnel, you go through the dark downfall, showing others the way with a flashlight so the others won't be afraid to follow. And there are others that assist you on the ride, still there at the end to make sure you get back safely. Sometimes it's a bumpy ride and a climb, but it's always a thrill at the top when you come back down in the light, so elated that the next hill is easy. You didn't even know it happened. So I thought that was a really beautiful message. So I hope that's helpful to you guys. I wonder if this light is too much. Is that better? Okay. It's a little bit dark here today. The sun didn't quite make it out, but it's not raining or anything. It was very wet and cold this morning. And I'm going to do the Divine Feminine read. There's a lot of information in here. And I want to preface this by the first half of the read, which is underlying energy and the present and the past, tends to be more, you know, like a rainy day, but that's all going away. So before I start, because there's a lot of underlying energy for me to go through, it's already stuff that's happened. It's not something that's happening to you. It's already something you know about. That's prefacing the situation. And then as we go forward, the cards were much more positive. So I want you to know that before we start. And also, if it doesn't resonate for you, then it's not a message for you. Don't make it fit. Okay, there are different twins having different situations in their life. Some married, some not. Some have been on it longer than others. So just take it as it fits your situation and don't force it. Okay. Today is October 28, 2018. That is the 28th of the Two of Wands, which is the Twin Flames. I'm using the Syrian Starseed deck, in which it is literally two flames. The day adds up to, and the 28, by the way, is a 1. This very masculine energy. It's the 8 of inner power and strength, and then the 2 of the feminine energy on the outside, which becomes this drive of the Two of Flames. Making a choice of path. The day adds up to a 49, 4, and 49 is the 9 of Cups. It is being satisfied, having complete happiness on your own, and possibly having your wish come true. So it's very positive. It's the 9 of Cups. It's the end of the cycle for the Cups. It's like the ultimate single emotional fulfillment, and then as opposed to the next step, which is the 10 of Cups, which is family emotional fulfillment. Dolphins were definitely coming up again today, which will probably come up during the read, but they were very important. The Divine Feminine read was at 11:21 today. The major arcana are Karma, Transition, and Lovers. And so Karma in this deck is Judgment, Transition is the Death card, and Lovers is the Lovers. So there were two Cups, 3 Pentacles, and 3 Wands. Absolutely no, or not Wands, there's 3 Swords. 2 Cups, 3 Pentacles, 3 Swords, and no Wands for the Divine Feminine today. The Court cards are the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. And the numbers that came up in the coding as important, the codes were all numbers today. Like usually it's not just numbers, it's, you know, partial words and numbers and symbols sometimes. But today it was practically all numbers. We had 648,658 in the coding alone, which adds up to 37, which is the King of Cups, as well as 233, 44, 88, and 48. Some of the message had to do with, it can be having to do with ending the pain. It can be betrayal, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be back pain as well. But it's the end of the pain cycle. 10 is it's already the end. 9 is the end, really. 10 is the bridge from the end into the new cycle. Okay? It's that connection that we talk about all the time. The 3 of the 2, right? The third energy. It's the connection to continue the cycle. It's the same thing with the 10s in the tarot deck. It's not the ending. 9 is the ending. 10 is the bridge from the end to the new beginning. Okay? And it is the new beginning. It's 1. But it's that bridge, because now it's the second cycle. It's not the very beginning. So I want to express that. It's about this ending of this pain cycle going into a new cycle. Okay? There could be some betrayal there. But it's also about strength and a King of Pentacles and being in your head. Okay? So it's about ending the thoughts that cause that pain of betrayal, any kind of pain. It's all about thought, your thought process, and how you're thinking. But it's about releasing those thoughts. That possibly lovers walk away, or lovers are resting. They may be just needing to rest quietly and meditate in order to release their own thoughts, their own demons. Okay? It's not a negative didn't come up as a negative energy at all. It was just about time for lovers to either part or just taking time out to get rest and take care of their own thoughts, their own issues, their own demons. So, it starts out as waiting for messages, after offering a message of love, holding back energy and money for a new start, a new life, possibly at the ocean, or just finding peace with dolphins at the ocean, sitting in the middle of a sea of emotion and feeling like you have no way to escape it but up. Sitting in the middle, in the sea, following the North Star and allowing the dolphins to help you, whether this is etherically or in reality, and going to hang out with the dolphins. Going on a dolphin cruise, potentially, or actually going to swim with the dolphins. Also, the ocean water at this time being very healing, and the stars, maybe wanting to be by the ocean underneath the stars. But either way, peace is coming. Have faith, opening your heart to others. Okay? Let your feelings out there. You know, be more public in the way you open your heart. There's a Knight of Pentacles, and now there's a lot, this is all underlying energy, and there's a lot of different scenarios that came up here, but they were important to come out. The Knight of Pentacles comes up as wanting to work with a divine feminine, but feels chained, possibly, to an Aquarius, but not in a good way. Both, and it could be just chained to their dreams as well, or chained to massive healing. So maybe that somebody definitely could be in rehab and that kind of thing. But both are chained by the throat, with the hands chained behind their back. They're chained to one big, this is certain situations, they're chained to one big knocker, or an expensive engagement ring, or possibly chained to a home that is imprisoning them and falling apart. So, and they all have to do with financial things, or maybe illness things, okay? I was getting that for someone that the dark energy, or someone who's got dark energy, or the devil, literally, gives the divine masculine a light pink flame to keep on his left side each day, which is maintaining the cord between them, between the divine masculine and a karmic that he's with. So it could be in a partnership or relationship, but it could be someone else, like a friend or a family member as well. But again, it was emphasizing this something light pink on the divine masculine's left side. That is, it's like the connection to the devil that he needs to let go of. So it could be something etheric, or on the left side, so feminine, but it also could be something physical that someone's giving him to keep on the left. The twins may also feel chained, wanting to move forward to their dreams, but not knowing how. And now in this next scenario, Aries, Capricorn, and Aquarius were coming up as far as this specific situation. Someone is saying that only a fool gives their heart away for free. That it should be at least balanced by a practical offer. Dreams of stardom is coming up as working for the dark, or an Aquarian may be wishing to be famous, but working for the dark, or so to say, you know, selling your soul to the devil, so to speak. There may have been a sudden power outage and or a sudden financial drain with listening and or no, not with listening, with lightning and or a roof or ceiling. So someone might have, their home might have been hit by lightning or something costing them money, or they have an internal leak in their home, their roof or ceiling. A leak or a pool of water, maybe someone's pool is leaking as well, taking away their independence because this is an unexpected financial drain. Also, someone running a bath to release stuck emotions as a fight breaks out with an Aquarius and a Scorpio, or it could just be those energies, Aquarius and Scorpio energies. So again, I just want to say with this underlying energy, there's very much an attachment to the dark, that the Divine Masculine needs to let go of. And also there's someone in, it could be the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine's world, someone around them who just really wants to be famous and is willing to sell their soul to the devil to be famous, because that's how important it is to them. So be aware of this. I was also getting some kind of athletic competition. Someone hoping to be the star to make money, and they're not doing it for the love of it. So if you're doing if you're really good at something, even if you are really good at something, and you're doing it for the money and not for the love of it, it may not work out. But I was also getting, and this is very important, that a parent may be giving their child either monetary incentive or just other kinds of incentive to perform, whether it's athletics or something else, but they're forcing them to do this or paying them to continue something because the parent is hoping that it's going to pay off financially for them. Some parents are wanting their children to support them with their talent, okay? Or it's just kids who are being forced to do stuff that they don't want to do. I was getting fighting for fame and fortune instead of sharing their heart with others, which naturally brings money and support. But also specifically I was getting someone in their teens to their 20s crying a lot, feeling powerless. And again, this falls in with the parents trying to use their children for their own wants and needs, their own dreams, like living out their dreams through their children. But it also could be a financial thing where someone actually wants the money that their children will bring into the family, even though it's not the child's responsibility. I was getting heart-to-heart conversations, and literally the picture of this looks like the Divine Masculine with the karmic, like, you know, nagging him about what she wants, and he's ignoring her. He just looks like he's just looking off in another world, like, you know, this the same old, but really aggravated that she's in his face. But with the children right there listening. So somebody could be arguing in front of the children, and the Divine Masculine's keeping quiet. There's a King of Pentacles who may be intimidating girls at work, or even trying to, someone may be trying to get in someone's pants at work. Obviously that's not going to be everyone. Or it could just be girls at work feeling like this person's like that, and they may not even be, but the girls are feeling like that. But then I was getting a coach of a girls team who seems like Superman to the girls. So this one, you know, obviously this can happen sometimes. There's a coach of some kind of sports team I was getting for girls who doesn't have good intentions with these girls. Like some of them, you know, he may be abusing them, or may just manipulate them into something sexual. Or some of these girls just may feel like maybe he flirts with all of them and they feel very uncomfortable because they feel like he wants something more from them, especially if a team is traveling, especially to an island or something like that. On the other side is a King of Wands who's very loving and affectionate around the children. In the fall, the Emperor is oblivious to it. Or the Emperor is both of these men, this King of Pentacles who's intimidating girls or women, and the King of Wands who's just very affectionate and loving. So there could be two separate men, and then the Emperor could be a third person, or he could be seeing these two other men, or they could be two sides of himself, where the Emperor is both of these men, taking a fall, or taking a trophy for a wife. Also was coming up with this trophy was someone who may have been a stripper, a dancer, or a prostitute, who is now the Divine Masculine's wife. Or a big feather in his cap, feeling above his brothers, friends, and or partners who feel the need to catch up with him to prove their worth. Again, male competition. Meanwhile, the Emperor is dreaming of someone else, a flame drowning in the very fountain that he sits on. This also could be a man with Aries, fire, and earth, but this man may be in need of grounding, and thus the fall. So there's maybe some kind of fall here where he falls from grace. The Adventure card comes up as underlying energy for the Divine Feminine. So again, here we're still talking about underlying energies. So if it doesn't fit your picture, then don't make it fit. There's a masculine that's been bragging. Also, in the fall, this masculine could feel loss and regret now. Some of the divine masculines never intended to hurt anyone, but maybe their ego got the best of them. So in the fall, however it may be for the divine masculine, they're feeling loss and regret. And the underlying energy for the divine feminine is an adventure, that she needs to go have an adventure for herself. And even if the divine feminine has been feeling the fall, because she's going to feel whether it's her fall or her divine masculine's, she may still fall into, into a pit of despair because of what she's feeling or the divine masculine's feeling. She needs to take an adventure. There's a masculine who's been bragging about his conquests and lying, cheating, or stealing on the side. At least lies, okay? Not all of them are doing all these things, but these are all different scenarios that are potentials, okay? So this masculine's been bragging, though, about his conquests. It's all coming up a lot of air and arrogance about a message of innocent love. And looking back, the Knight of Cups is now wanting to offer love. So he's looking back, he may be regretting that he was bragging about something, or maybe even talking about a divine feminine behind their back, and now is feeling differently and has grown up a little bit and actually wants to offer love to that divine feminine. So we're going from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. It also could be the divine feminine also maturing in her emotions. Also can be two teens who are acting all innocent now, but were actually participating in illegal activities, or at best were lying or sneaking out or getting one over on the parents or someone else. So if your kids are acting too good to be true, it's probably what they're telling you is probably not true. Or maybe they're now they're being better, but they're hiding something that they didn't tell you. So with water everywhere and everyone feeling emotional and nowhere to ground because we're swimming in the ocean, the Knight of Cups has grown from the Page of Cups, ready to offer love, but not knowing how to do this with all that's happened in the past. A lot of fight to heal and to ground dreams. Recently, bored of overindulgences, third-party situations, some people may be drinking too much, or just wallowing too much, or over-isolating too much, whatever it is, eating too much. Bored of the overindulgences, or grounding and integrating them, the divine feminine works on balancing the scales of self-care and practicalities that need to be taken care of. Maturing emotionally, offering love to all, and allowing the changes needed to heal and receive messages, shine her light, and move forward, despite the connection that she still feels. The foundation has to do with thinking too much in quiet, again, a lot of over-isolating. When you're quiet and alone, it may be energizing on the one hand, but also causes indecision and not using your intuition, okay? Because it's too much aloneness. You get too much in your head. Even if you meditate and get outside, the energies right now are going to cause you to overthink. You also may be keeping quiet after a secret was exposed, so you're kind of hermiting on purpose. Something exposed about your 5D lover, or exposure of a Gemini secret or a Pisces secret, or both, or a Leo secret breakup that happened. So this exposure, this is all the foundation that's coming into this read, okay? There's also an Aquarius female fighting with their partner about kids while the kids are listening. She wants to use their light, and he is angry and ignoring her ideas while he's thinking of another person, actually. And centrally, for the divine feminine, there's a bold move, so it literally could be a move or travel, but without expressing feelings to anyone. So someone could do this suddenly without telling anyone. It could be a Cancer person or a Taurus person, but they could be holding back feelings of sadness and loss, trying to see the love that's presented right before them, right in front of their face. if they would just open their eyes. That she is the Empress, that she already has everything but her mate. Or the sadness is about a mother who stands in judgment of you, or you of her, challenged by anxiety and releasing codependencies, as the Queen of Pentacles is now grounded, but still losing and possibly family money or dealing with dysfunctional family issues. Also, the Empress could be at home, or could be someone who's married, while the Divine Masculine is sneaking around and surprising a romantic tie who has a flame. Or it could be an Empress in union talking about a surprise romantic and passionate getaway that may have a sad ending because it may just be temporary. It also could be the Divine Masculine feeling sadness and regret and a lot of anxiety after the Queen of Pentacles, which is a very earthy and grounded person, and this is upright Queen of Pentacles, is able to release him while losing family funds or dealing with dysfunctional family, talking behind his back about the Queen of Pentacles. So this could also be the Empress, or the family could be talking behind his back about this Queen of Pentacles romantic tie, or his partner may be gossiping about him as well, saying he's cheating when he's not. So now there's a lot of different scenarios with this Empress, okay? So the Empress can be just, an older woman, it could be a mother, it could be a grandmother, it could be the Divine Masculine's karmic, the mother of his children. It can also be the Divine Feminine. But either way, she is connected to sadness and regret and not seeing what's in front of her, and to judgment. Working on, in the head and heart of the Divine Feminine is karma and judgment, okay? And meditating and try to release thoughts and sadness. Working on aligning with clarity, getting over sadness by standing up for yourself with new passionate work, possibly. Clear that justice is always served by the divine, by breaking the chains that bind you, to free yourself to just be love. There may be karmics judging, possibly a triangle of the Empress in union, the Queen of Wands at home, or the Empress at home and the Queen of Wands at a distance in union. The Divine Masculine seems to be with the Queen of Wands, who is jealous and hung up on someone he is sneaking around with and trying to burn the past, but then keeps coming back and sweetly judging the Divine Masculine and his inner child. Or a Divine Masculine who just had a son, while an angel patiently cries alone. Okay, so those had to do with a Divine Masculine who's in a situation where the karmic has a lot of jealousy issues and is insisting that he's cheating when he's not. And then, or someone did cheat in the past in their relationship, whether it be the karmic or the Divine Masculine, and she can't get past the jealousy feelings, and they keep wanting to put the past behind, but then she keeps bringing it up and throwing it in his face and making him feel small. Okay, so he's tired of this because this has happened over and over and over and over and over again. So, or like I said, the Divine Masculine, some of the Divine Masculine might have just had a son. It could be with a karmic or with their twin, but it was at the exclusion of an angel who cries alone patiently, which could be another child. It could be the Divine Feminine or the karmic. So soon, for the Divine Feminine, the angel has an opportunity to express feelings openly with the Knight of Cups, or as the Knight of Cups, offering love and speaking to others about things and getting real, that things may be cutthroat at the moment, as the Knight of Swords holds back their words or their truth, or changes or charges in with an announcement exposing their feelings, including some expressing feelings of wanting to die due to the twin connection. And that can be on both sides, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. But either way, it was the Knight of Swords coming in here. It was definitely about expressing feelings, and they may just be energetic feelings because the feelings of love and passion are being expressed, but they may just be energetic or physical. But this may be good too. It may be twins coming together where the Divine Masculine is holding back his words to just express that connection, the physical connection and the energetic connection, and expressing their real feelings. Okay, so that part is good. But also people, there's a lot of cutthroat energy right now about people getting real about the present situation and not defending themselves, not supporting themselves. So this Knight of Swords comes in to shake things up. You know, someone might charge in with truth or an announcement exposing their feelings, but again, some may be exposing feelings of wanting to die, okay, because they're in such pain about the twin connection, due to this twin connection. The Divine Feminine is working with crystals and energy. After here, the Empress comes up as the Divine Feminine, so it could be two different scenarios. The Divine Feminine could be seeing her as this Empress with an opportunity of work, or there's an Empress who's going to offer the Divine Feminine now an opportunity. It could be a grandmother, mother, boss, or an older woman, but someone who's in her power offering an opportunity of work to the Divine Feminine. Some of the different scenarios that were coming up were something with children who are in need of attention, or a twin, or other twins in need of attention, or a friend from the past who may come back in need of attention. This is part of your work. Someone who feels defeated, who feels like a failure, or who has received bad news. It may be you dealing with this, or it could be someone else asking for your help with this. They need your emotional support. They need you to show them the way. This is part of your work in sharing love, okay? Which is really not work at all for you guys, right? The cards that come up for the Divine Feminine are past life relationship. So if you've known this person from before, and also give your relationship a chance. Okay? Let's see what that says. That's just about working on your partnership. So no matter what relationship it is, there's someone who is from a past life, it's a soulmate, to give the relationship a chance, even if it's a past relationship, a karmic relationship that you had. Maybe they just want to come back and need your support as a friend. It's saying to give that relationship a chance. And we're talking soulmates, not people who want to come and use and abuse you. Around the Divine Feminine is a portal now, where someone may pass. There may be someone who dies, but it's probably something you already know about. Or you may connect with one who has already passed, like if your father's gone, you may actually connect with them etherically. But it was definitely around a King of Pentacles. After sitting in uncomfortable emotions, mostly satisfied emotionally, but losing money, there is a King of Pentacles energy going through a major transition, either finding happiness amidst draining circumstances, or being arrogant while his world falls apart. It's all about letting go of the ego and surrendering. So it's the Divine Masculine end of this, okay? The King of Pentacles is going through big transformation. You also may be connecting with this father energy. It was definitely the King of Pentacles coming up, though, the person who you can depend on. You know, he's the matriarchal energy who's very supportive of his family. The Divine Feminine needs to clear blocks of the King of Pentacles. So if you have any blocks about father energy or about wealthy men, if you have any blocks about just any King of Pentacles type energy, earth energies, or they're just very grounded people who you feel like supported everybody else but not you. Could be your Divine Masculine or a karmic partner, but it's coming up to clear the energy all around the King of Swords. I mean the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles may also come off as the King of Swords, very logical and truthful, but you may have blocks about him being insincere in his transformation. So if this King of Pentacles comes back, you may not trust him or believe that he's being sincere about having transformed or become something, more than he was, or that a King of Pentacles you've lost who may have been truthful and logical, but without love or emotion, very detached, or may be insincere and allowed people to get trampled on. Or there may be jealousy here of a Scorpio, or jealous of others' transformations. This King of Pentacles, you may feel is jealous of a Scorpio, or the Divine Masculine may be jealous of others who have transformed already, big and small, because he doesn't feel like he's where they are. So he may have this to let go of as well. But you may have that idea about him, which may be incorrect. So you need to look at your views on what's real and not real. What are the stories that you have made up in your mind that may not be true? And also the blocks of being the King of Pentacles, which is mastering your practical life, your money, your responsibilities, your energy, how much energy you share with different people. So these are the blocks that are coming up for the Divine Feminine to clear. It's all about the King of Pentacles and about seeing this logical person who hasn't shown their love. It could be a very loving person, but maybe they just haven't shown it to you. The Knight of Swords, holding back their words, but expressing a lot of feelings of love and passion energetically, or now exposing in the 3D, 4D, their actual feelings. Some may be offering a tribute of love to a King of Pentacles, so there might be a funeral that some are attending right now, a service, or an offer to help a King of Pentacles to transform. The card for the Divine Feminine that came up from the numerology deck is Environment. So it's all about your environment. And this card is all about green, being green. But again, green is about being heart-based. So it's about seeing your environment. Is your environment all heart-based? Is it green? Are you being as organic as you can be? What are the things you can change in your environment that will make it more natural? Because, you know, so within, as within, so without. So you want to make your body as well as your home as green as possible, as heart-based and organic, natural as possible. It's also just about a healthy environment. The number on environment is 44, which again is the 4 of Cups. It's an 8 of strength, inner and outer strength, but it's so much of the social worker. It's about 4s, which is all about living on this earth, which sometimes can be very difficult because it's struggling for how to take care of yourself, how to make money to take care of yourself. It's all about structure and stability. It's a square. Squares are blocks, right? So this 44 is about, it represents Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulder, and this comes from the Divine Triangle numerology book. You know, are you carrying too much of the weight of the world upon your shoulders? That things shouldn't be so difficult, but to allow your love to extend your love to everyone. That's how you should be carrying the weight of the world upon your shoulders, is just by being love. It doesn't mean it has to be hard work and that you need to be burdened. The burdens are to be let go of. There's a message of spiritual love or of new twin love. There is suddenly passionate movement by an angel lover. There may be a sudden opportunity with a twin new love. The Divine Masculine, unhappy with family and wants a new life with a twin lover. And again, this is not going to apply to everyone, but it's definitely coming for some, that unions are definitely coming in. The King of Wands reversed is tired of being with an unhappy family and him being unhappy as well, implementing bad decisions and poor judgments. And this is something that's been ongoing. This is that energy. And he just doesn't want to do that anymore. He now wants to be wise and be still in order to see things in another way. There may be a karmic that's jealous and hung up on putting the past behind, but then judges the Divine Masculine and his inner child again and again and again, spurring him to ride in passionately to a third party or his twin lover Or suddenly kids are taking lovers or leaving home to move in with a boyfriend. Okay, so your environment is changing. Whether it's the twin, the karmic, if new relationships, it could be your children as well. But somehow your environment is changing. But it's good, it's all green. Allow it to be natural. Wishing on a star, thinking about work transitions, and balancing sadness and anxiety for the Divine Feminine by speaking your truth or allowing others to speak their truth to you, receiving truth from a King of Pentacles, making judgment on lovers, or possibly called to a new life. So there may be, for the feminine, there may be a karmic King of Pentacles who is judging your situation. But now they're being called to a new life. Maybe they're being called to ascend, and they're coming to you for help, but still being judgmental because they haven't ascended yet, really. Okay, but they're feeling it. Or there may be just a King of Pentacles in your life who is judgmental about what you're doing. There's a lot of sadness, loss, and anxiety that's leaving your space now, Divine Feminines. So allow it, but then know it's passing, okay? The transformation begins in a final judgment served in justice, the justice system, and lovers. So some of you may be dealing with the justice system. Some may be dealing with justice or injustice of the justice system, or just with your Divine Masculine in general. Could be third-party situations, or it could be other situations. But this is the harsh energy. Everything's coming up to be cleared, to be judged, including just the support of yourself. If you haven't been standing up for yourself, something's going to come in to trigger you, to force you to stand up for yourself. This is very much the energy of today. But there's very beautiful energy here too. It is about Divine Masculines coming forward. It is about them standing up for themselves as well. A lot of the pain you're feeling now is going to be because of what your Divine Masculine is going through. And if you see other twins going through things, don't assume it's going to be you. You may be on a different cycle than that. The energies are all similar, but the twins who've gone through that already, it's a new year, it's a new cycle. And you already are aware of the energies right now. Okay, it's about allowing it. And when the negative thoughts come in, to just say, not true. So it's kind of a habit I've been coming in. As soon as my brain goes somewhere that I know it shouldn't be, just follow it by saying, not true. And if it keeps persisting, not true. And then distract your thoughts to something else. Okay? It's not the truth. It's only the truth if you make it the truth. If you want beauty to be your truth, then make beauty your truth. I'm going to pull some cards for you as well now. Okay, let's see what we have for today. We have the Ascension deck. Okay. So a lot of different scenarios were coming up here. But it's really about everyone coming into their truth and not making other people responsible for ourselves. That we need to stand up for ourselves. We don't need to stand up for everyone else. They need to learn to stand up for themselves. Of course, you need to protect your children. It's different for different ages, but they are also sovereign. They have their own opinions and their own life purpose. Your dream for them may not be their dream or their knowing of who they're supposed to be. And you may be causing blocks for them. So it's about allowing each their own identity. But for Divine Feminines, especially yourselves, learning to stop worrying about the other person and worry about you. Don't even worry. Stand up for you. Just like you would stand up for someone else. And for those of you who have children, you know that. You would fight to the death for your child, but would you fight to the death for your inner child? It's that same feeling. Fight for yourself. I'm not talking about physical fighting. I'm talking about loving yourself and knowing that you deserve just as much as you give to your children and your friends and your family. You need to love yourself first. So, okay, here for the Ascension deck. I'm not yelling at you. All right, we're coming on 44. It's 4444. For the Ascension deck, let's see what we have. Take a deep breath. Okay, we got Sirius and Lady Portia, and the bottom of the deck is Lord Cthulhu, which is 36. Okay, 36, the affirmation is I am open to learning and teaching. So again, we all learn from each other. You learn and then you pass down to the people who haven't learned that yet. And it's not about anyone being better than anyone else. It's just how it goes. When you're a parent, you teach your children because they don't know yet. But you also allow them to teach you. Lord Cthulhu, 36. 36 is the 10 of Wands, which is about laying your burdens down, about confessing. It's your truth. It's stop holding in the burdens and the secrets. That's why the truth will set you free, because whatever you hold in is fear. You're scared of revealing that to someone. It's to set yourself free. The 36-9 is 369, 45D 60. Well, it's actually 3D 45D. 60 is the 12, but the 369, 9 is of selflessness and universal selflessness and compassion. It's about the end. It's the 6 of love, family, community, the motherly energy on the inside, with the joy and the smile on the outside, being social and expressing yourself exactly the way you want to express yourself, without fear. That's the 3. That's that happy-go-lucky person that you want to be able to feel that way. But this is all about endings and compassion, and the compassion that others need when they're going through endings, and that you need as well. It's the 10 of Wands. Letting go of the burdens. Drop them. Stop letting them weigh on your shoulders. Okay? Just be love. That's the only burden you should carry, is the burden to love others, but loving yourself first. But that's the underlying energy, Lord Cthulhu. So we won't get into that since those harder energies are going away for us. What came out is Sirius. We're getting serious. Okay, so we have Sirius, which is number 17, and Lady Portia, 32. Both very beautiful energies. Sirius is 17. 17, of course, is the star energy. It's about your hopes and dreams and healing. And it's an 8 again, so that's another 8. 8 is about power, strength, inner strength, wisdom, balance, staying at 0 point in moderation, balance. But 17, it's about shining your light, and that's how you do it. When you shine your light and you stay in your heart space, it becomes very natural to balance. It's the 7 of the spirituality, the mind, connecting the heart and mind, and then on the outside being the 1 energy of the masculine energy, being very focused and coming off as a leader to keep others focused. If you're, when you're in a group, you need to help others stay focused in order to get the plan organized and then implemented. The star system of Sirius holds 12 of the universal keys to enlightenment and ascension. When you access and comprehend them, you become a master of the universe. This card invites you to visit the training schools and universities of Sirius in your sleep in order to develop your higher mind, access the spiritual laws of alchemy and magic, understand sacred geometry, and tune into angel sonics and higher dimensions. This is an opportunity to learn through the inner planes about spiritual technology and bring it forward to the new golden age. Okay? So instead of using your mind to circle around and around and around again and come up with negative stories for you to believe, use your mind to research things you may be interested in. Maybe you heard about something and you don't really know what it is. Then go online and read about it. Or meditate and try to connect on it to get a more quick and thorough explanation about alchemy and magic, the laws of this, the spiritual laws, understanding sacred geometry, and tune into angel sonics and higher dimensions. So the affirmation is I'm open to the higher wisdom of Sirius. The other card, Lady Portia, is 32. 32 is that 6 of Wands. Okay, it's success. It's It's good news. It's about getting attention and being the leader, leading the journey. 32 is also the vibration of Christ and Sophia. It's that 6 of Wands. So the 6 of love, it's actually a 5 energy. It's 32-5. But the card is the 6 of Wands. This 5 energy is of change, excitement, fun, expansion. It's also of vacations, like adventure came up in the read, so it's all about getting away right now. You need a break. Go do something fun you haven't done before. It's the 2 of the feminine energy on the inside, the balanced energy, with the 3 on the outside, the 3 being very joyous and social. So have some fun. And express yourself just the way you want. Lady Portia is known as the goddess of justice. And justice does come up in the read today. As Lord of Karma, and Karma came up as well. They're actually almost right next to each other, with a decision in between them. She tempers justice with mercy and balance. In order to act with these golden qualities, you must let go of your own projections and prejudices and see the whole picture. Don't make up stories in your mind. When you receive this card, Lady Portia is calling on you to review an aspect of your life or relationships to bring it fully into the 5th dimension. Be generous-hearted, open-minded, and fair, and step aside from judgment, and then your ascension path will be showered with gold. The affirmation is, I am fair-minded, open-hearted, and non-judgmental. But don't punish yourself if you judge. It's natural for humans to judge. It's just about working towards non-judgmental, your non-judgmental way of being, to allow those who are different from yourself. And not make up stories about things that you don't know the truth for. Okay? Because then you base judgments on these projections that you've made that may or may not even be true. So just allow it all. Let's see, for the past life deck, it was just 52-22. 52 is the Queen of Swords, and then 22 is the Fool. Okay, so that's very much representative of the Divine Feminine. She is the Queen of Swords because she's still wounded, but she is in her truth, and she is in the light. She is of her light, and she is now the Fool. She is free to open her heart and be loved. Okay. Take a deep breath. What is the advice for everyone listening today? What is the advice? What is the advice? Okay, we have 2 cards. Wisdom is at the bottom with the unicorn, and the unicorns, I just heard the unicorn come up in something else. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Okay, and this is all about purity and purification. You might want to ride a horse. But it's very much about your third eye and the truth. Always connecting the truth to your third eye, not to what your mind is making up, stories. Okay? It's about purification of your stories. And that's why you have to meditate and use your third eye to get clarity on things. Not believing other stories, not believing your own stories, but actually knowing what you know. Allow this information to come in. Okay, the other cards that came out are spirituality and religion. And then we have biblical. And that's been coming out a lot. Actually, both of these. So it's definitely been a theme. And the biblical card is very much like the 8 of Pentacles. He's hard at work. He's building the 4th leg of this stool. Because we live on Earth, we need structure. Because if you don't have that 4th leg, the stool's going to fall over. Unless, of course, you make a triangular stool. But in our world, we need that fourth leg. So don't judge it. Allow it. And actually help it to find its placement. It's very biblical. You might want to open the Bible. Just wing it open. See what page it opens to. See what message comes for you. It's also saying open books and open your hands as well. You don't have to read, but if you like to read, open a book. But also, open up your hand chakras. Okay? Use your healing energies. You have the light. Shine the light on what you know and what you've read, and bring the two together. It's specific to spirituality and religion, and to biblical times. But see, what I'm getting from it is like to open the Bible and see what resonates with you. It doesn't have to be the Bible, it can be something else. It could just be randomly going online and opening something to see what the message is for you. Or building connections with others through what they already believe. Perfect. Like, so for those of your family and friends who are very religious, find something they believe in that parallels what you believe in, to bridge that gap, to build the fourth leg of stability between you. But also sharing the bridge between what you read and what you feel energetically and what you can do energetically, to show people how that comes together. And you maybe want to read up on energy work as well. Shining a light on knowledge, energy work, and biblical times, so we have a better understanding of our ancestors, but also on the need for stability, where it comes from, and also the simple life, the advantages and the beauty of the simple life, and reading by candlelight. How beautiful that is. How beautiful the unicorn was when I put him up in front of the light. Alright, so for Journey of Love, Journey of Love, Journey of Love, Journey of Love. Alright, everyone take a deep breath. What is the advice for everyone listening? What is the advice for us? Okay. The bottom of the deck is Distant Shores, number 18. Let's see if we can get that in. There we go. Distant Shores, number 18, which is the moon, and there's literally 4 moons pictured in this. And it's all above the ocean waters. And she's that green and purple. I always see green and purple light always as my my twin connection when I'm in meditation, my third eye. So it's that green and purple connection, and 4 moons over the ocean of distant shores. And 18 happens to be my birthday as well. But it's a 9. It's of endings. And selflessness, again, is the 8 of power, and then the masculine energy on the outside, which we had in the other cards as well. So maybe you're being called to a distant shore to maybe take a midnight cruise. Oh, I was thinking about that. Even Bermuda, go to the Bermuda Triangle and take a midnight cruise. That's really cool. I did the glass bottom boat there. The card that came out for you guys is Sweet Soul Rising. It's number 20. very interesting because it's like it repeats the repeating theme of the 4 moons, but these are 3 or 4, and it's like the moon skewed. They've been pulled into an oblong shape as opposed to round, to allow things to expand, including the moon or the feminine energy. But this is all about the feminine being free to fly, to be her beautiful, sweet, flowery, angelic self, with her hands open. I love that we were just talking about the hands and the hand chakras, because in the picture, look at her hands. And also her feet are together. You can't see very clear what her feet are doing. But also it's kind of like being like a dolphin. Maybe you should go swim in a pool and swim that way. I was thinking of butterfly. Alright, so I'm going to read you 20, Sweet Soul Rising, which again, 20 is the 2 of the feminine energy, but 20 is judgment. It's source energy supporting the feminine energy in judgment, in standing in your truth, defending yourself by not being defensive, by just knowing who you are and loving yourself first, and making judgments that you need to make. It's just a decision. We all have to make decisions. Alright, so Sweet Soul Rising. You may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's a time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to it, allowing whatever it may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world. Yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean, unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination, against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul, as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen, no matter how much you may want to or believe that you should. There's something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan. That includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times. It's saying in these difficult energies, if things come across your lap that are difficult situations, to not try to force the situation. Don't become defensive. To allow the universe to take care of things naturally. It's just part of the cycles. The poem reads, "With innocence I share my heart, a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly. Desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent. God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savors fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love when it's right." So it's about allowing things to flow naturally, that you don't have to make any effort for the universe to make things right. And just allow it all. Okay? Allow yourself to be who you are. If you feel like crying, allow your tears. If you want to connect with someone, allow that. If you don't want to connect with someone, allow that. It's just about not feeling like you have to do anything right at this moment. If you're not sure, then just allow and see what happens. Let go. Focus on something else that's going really good for you. Always focus your attention on the area of your life that's going good for you. Take your attention off the stuff that you're having trouble with. You're blocking yourself. So that's basically what it's saying. Go into your sweet feminine, into your teenage girl, and just be fun and have an adventure, and that's confirmation. It's 4:44, by the way, guys. We had 4444 and 444. So your angels are there with you. Ask for guidance. If you need help from your angels, masters, whomever, ask. Because they can't help you unless you ask them to. Make sure to protect and clear yourself every day. And I'm going to pull another card from the traditional, this is the traditional Rider-Waite. If it will come in, there we go. Alright. Take another deep breath, guys. Alright, one more card for the energies for the Divine Feminine, or for everyone who's listening, actually. What are the messages for everyone listening today? For the best and highest good for all of those concerned, across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and reality, for the highest good of all. And so it is. Thank you. This October 28, 2018. What is the message? Okay, so a couple cards want to come out. We have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, and let's see what's below him is the King of Cups reversed. Okay, so the underlying energy may be that the divine, actually there's a Queen of Cups reversed underneath that as well. Here. Okay, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups reversed, the King of Wands, and then the Three of Pentacles there. This is all the underlying energy. So this could be the Divine Masculine, maybe dealing with another couple who are really emotional or really detached and manipulative at work. He could also be dealing with his own emotions and his karmic's emotions, that he's very detached and she's being very manipulative at work, but it seems like either he's working with his karmic at work, or he's working with a couple that's not working out. They're very manipulative at work, but this is all having to do with work stuff. This is something the masculine may be going through right now, but he is the King of Wands upright. I mean, there could be another King of Wands in your life. Also could be a partnership of the Divine Masculines at work or through work that's not working for him. Like he wants to go out on his own. Or it's like seeing the relationship he's in. Also, if this is not another couple and this is his relationship, he sees himself, all right, at work. He's happy with this, and then look at this. They're totally separate. Very unhappy in this relationship, and very happy and on point at work. Okay, so those are the underlying energies. And then the cards that came out, first was the Six of Pentacles. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay, so getting out of the suffering cycles, I call them now. Now I always call the Nine of Swords the suffering cycles. And then the Tower, upright. Okay? So It's very positive because it's about sharing. I mean, it could be just like, you know, me sharing epiphanies with you about the suffering cycles, sharing with you. But it also could be you finding your balance by letting go of the suffering cycles in a sudden epiphany. But either way, whatever this sudden event is, it takes you out of that dark place that you've been in. And it has to do with sharing with others and just, you know, being love. And balancing yourself. And not giving too much of yourself. Being more balanced. It's really about the epiphany about that. Okay? So again, the 3 cards. Alright? So it's all good news. I'm going to show you, this is the read from this morning. Let me show you this way. Alright. I don't know if you can see it all, but okay. So hang in there. I've definitely been going through it too. There's definitely been some difficult energies to navigate, and they could still be coming up. Again, we're still in Venus retrograde and Scorpio, which are those dark energies. So just don't feed into those thoughts. You don't have to experience anything negative. But just take time to yourself when you need it, but don't over-isolate either, okay? Do something that makes you feel good, and so that you don't suffer. Share with others. Make sure you drink your water, and rest, and get out in nature, meditate, salt baths, whatever you like. Anything that will make you feel good right now. But just don't feed into your own head stories. Get out of your head, okay? I know it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be forced to go through those thoughts to learn from them. But whenever you go into your negative thoughts, just say not true, not true. And tell yourself what is true. Okay? I'm going to get going because we're going long already. But rise and be loved, guys. Take care.